I feel like that at least you had the physicality, even though you were outmatched height, weight-wise.
I thought we played hard. You know, I mean that's a big team. From top to bottom. But I thought we played hard, and I wanted us to get up and down and shoot 40-some threes today. They usually kind of play in a little bit of a drop coverage. They kind of came up on the ball early in the game, but we still were able to, get threes and get shots. And just couldn't really make. But I thought that was going to be our opportunity in this game. Was to be able to get up and down. They try to force you in the mid-range shots. And when we played them the first time, I think 40% of our pick and roll shots were mid-range. And I said we can't beat this team that way. We got to work harder for threes or layups. And I thought for the most part we did, and just couldn't make, man.
On the three-point shooting, Nasir Little was a guy of a couple weeks ago who's starting to really show it. But what does he have to do to get on the floor a little bit more?
I mean, he just got to kind of be consistent. Nas is a guy who we all know can really shoot it. He's been very inconsistent, and when he came back, he was obviously making shots. And things I talk with Nas about is just so many missed assignments defensively. And I just always have felt like when you're a reserve and when you're coming off of the bench, your margin of error is really small. You got to kind of do most things right. And that's the only way you earn more, because you are a reserve. And some nights, Nas does a really good job, and some nights he struggles. It just is what it is. Nas is still a very young player. But, it's not always, even for all of our younger guys, it's not the shot making that's always going to keep you on the floor. It's all the other things.
What do they do that makes it so difficult, or made it so difficult for you guys to get good looks sometimes?
Well, they do a really good job of not letting you score at the basket. And Brooke is probably the best in the league at protecting the rim. He's been for, 5 or 6 years. And they also, Drew is maybe the best guard in the league in guarding the ball, guarding pick and roll. So even when you set that screen really high, he sheds that screen, and he's right there for kind of a rear view contest to keep you uncomfortable on the shot, which now pushes you inside the three-point line where they want you at. And they just do a really good job of that, They've been really good at it. They made some adjustments to their defense this year, to be honest with you, but they used to give up the most threes in the league because of that drop coverage. Not this year. I got to give them a ton of credit. Bud has done a really good job, but they're still a really dominant defense, but they're not giving up as many threes, so you got to work even harder to get those looks.
Chauncey, you guys didn't shoot your first couple free throws until 2 seconds left in the first half. How much harder does it make that to come back from a deficit like you guys had?
Well, it's really hard to do, especially when you got a team as good as that. As you want to try to get on the free throw line and slow them down so you can set your defense. But we knew that it was going to be a tough night tonight. There was only 2 referees. A lot of things kind of slide through when there's only 2 guys out there. They can't see everything. So you try to take that into consideration when you're all over them. It's a tough job for them. So that hurt. That was pretty bad. But we kept going. We kept going. I thought in the second half we did a much better job of just attacking the rim. And as you see, we end up with 29 free throws. But it was an uphill climb all night, man.
Chauncey, on the road trip, particularly when you guys got going offensively in those games, a lot of it was either Dame or Ant and the high horns, pick and rolls, bringing 2 up high, even when Chicago blitzed hard. Why not go to something like that against Milwaukee in general? Is it just because of how high they'll bring their defense out and broke on the back?
Yeah, we went to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to it. They did a pretty good job. They trapped it a little bit. They showed really high up the floor, try to get the ball out of the either Dame or Ant's hands, and they played it good. You give them credit; they played it good. We got it to the pocket a few times on it, and didn't make the proper read on it. But we definitely it's a play that we really like, and we tried it. They did a good job on it.